4 Ways to Torture the Narcissist. Hey there, amazing viewers! Have you ever felt like someone's negativity is dragging you down, like a dark cloud that just won't let up, no matter how hard you try to shake it off? Maybe it's a manipulative boss who twists every conversation to their advantage, a family member who always seems to find a way to put you down, or a friend who thrives on drama and leaves you feeling exhausted after every interaction. It's like their toxic energy seeps into your day, clouding your thoughts and making it tough to stay positive. I've been there myself, caught in the web of someone else's negativity, wondering how to break free without losing my cool. What if I told you there's a way to shield yourself from that draining influence, to stay calm, strong, and unshaken no matter what they throw at you? Today, we're diving deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that's been helping people find peace and strength for over 2,000 years, crafted by thinkers who faced some of the toughest challenges imaginable. Stoicism isn't just some old-school idea gathering dust in history books. It's a practical toolkit for life, developed by figures like Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled during wars and personal loss, and Seneca, a philosopher who navigated political intrigue and exile. These guys knew a thing or two about dealing with difficult people and chaotic circumstances, and their teachings are as relevant today as ever. I'm going to show you how to use their timeless strategies to handle the narcissists in your life, those individuals who seem to suck the joy out of every room they enter. This isn't just about surviving those tough relationships. It's about thriving, finding that inner calm that no one can take away, and building a life filled with resilience and true freedom. Imagine waking up each day knowing you can face their antics with a steady heart, turning their negativity into fuel for your own growth. I'm your guide on this journey, and we're about to unlock some powerful Stoic secrets that can transform the way you handle those challenging personalities. Whether it's a coworker who steals your ideas, a parent who never gives you credit, or a partner who always needs to be the center of attention, we've got a roadmap to help you rise above it all. So, stick with me every step of the way. Don't skip a thing, because this could be the game changer you've been waiting for. Grab a notebook if you'd like, jot down what resonates with you, and let's embark on this adventure together. We're going to explore how to protect your peace, reclaim your mental space, and live with purpose, even when the narcissists around you are doing their best to throw you off balance. Are you ready to take control? Let's dive in and discover how Stoicism can empower you to handle anything life, and those difficult people, throw your way. Why narcissists are so tough, and why Stoicism is the answer. Dealing with a narcissist, whether it's a parent, partner, coworker, or friend, can feel like navigating an emotional battlefield. Their charm can be disarming, but it's often a mask for manipulation, self-absorption, and a knack for making everything about them. One moment, they're showering you with attention. The next, they're tearing you down, leaving you drained, doubting yourself, or even questioning your reality. I've been there. A few years ago, I worked with a colleague who thrived on being the center of attention. If I shared an idea in a meeting, she'd interrupt with a better one, or so she claimed. If I achieved something, she'd subtly take credit or shift the spotlight back to herself. It was exhausting, and I found myself dreading work, carrying that stress home like a heavy weight. Narcissists are tough because they exploit your emotions, often without remorse. Their need for validation can make interactions feel like a zero-sum game. If you shine, they feel diminished, so they undermine you to regain control. This dynamic can erode your confidence and mental peace, especially if you're constantly reacting to their provocations. But here's where Stoicism steps in as a lifeline, offering a way to reclaim your inner calm and resilience. Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece and refined in Rome, is about finding peace amid chaos. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced wars, betrayal, and political intrigue, and Seneca, a Stoic philosopher navigating the treacherous court of Nero, understood how to handle difficult people and circumstances. Their core belief: you can't control external events, narcissists included, but you can control your reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." This insight is a game-changer when dealing with narcissists, who thrive on emotional chaos. Stoicism teaches several practical strategies to protect your peace. First, practice amor fati, the love of fate. Instead of resenting the narcissist's behavior, accept it as part of life's challenge. This doesn't mean tolerating abuse, but rather recognizing their actions reflect their flaws, not yours. Second, focus on what's in your control. You can't change a narcissist's personality, but you can choose how much energy you give them. Set boundaries, limit engagement, and redirect your focus to your own goals. Seneca advised, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." By not internalizing their criticism or drama, you strip away their power to unsettle you. Another Stoic tool is negative visualization, mentally preparing for the narcissist's predictable behaviors. If you anticipate their interruptions or manipulations, you're less likely to be caught off guard. Finally, cultivate indifference to their opinions. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "I am not harmed by what another does unless I choose to be." By grounding yourself in your own values, you become unshakable. In my case, applying Stoic principles helped me detach from my coworkers' games. I stopped seeking her approval, focused on my work, and let her theatrics pass like clouds. Over time, her impact on me faded, and I regained my peace. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them to live well, no matter who's trying to steal your calm. Step 1. Take back your power. Focus on what you can control. The first Stoic lesson for dealing with a narcissist is understanding the difference between what you can control and what you can't. Here's the hard truth: you cannot change a narcissist. Their behavior, whether it's their relentless need for attention, their lack of empathy, or their manipulative tendencies, is often deeply ingrained. Trying to fix them or make them see reason is like trying to rearrange the weather. It's exhausting and futile. I learned this the hard way with my coworker. I used to spend hours replaying our conversations, thinking, if I just explain myself better, she'll understand my perspective. Spoiler alert, she never did. Her need to dominate every interaction wasn't about me, it was about her. Stoicism shifted my approach. Instead of wasting energy on changing her, I focused on what I could control: my reactions, my emotions, and how much mental space I allowed her to occupy. Imagine a narcissist's words or actions as rocks they toss into a backpack you're carrying. Each jab, each manipulation, adds weight. Day after day, those rocks pile up, leaving you drained, weighed down by resentment or self-doubt. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote: you don't have to pick up those rocks. You can't stop a narcissist from throwing them, that's their choice, but you can refuse to carry the burden. For me, this meant setting clear boundaries at work. I stopped engaging in my coworker's drama. If she tried to pull me into an argument or undermine me in a meeting, I'd respond calmly or excuse myself politely. I redirected my energy to what nourished me: collaborating with supportive colleagues, diving into projects I enjoyed, or even savoring small moments like a quiet coffee break. It wasn't easy at first. My instinct was to defend myself or prove her wrong. But over time, letting go of that need was liberating. I wasn't handing her the power to dictate my mood anymore. This step is about reclaiming your inner authority. Ask yourself, how much am I letting this person disrupt my peace? Start small. Maybe it's limiting contact, reducing time spent with them, or keeping interactions brief and neutral. Maybe it's changing how you respond, like refusing to take the bait when they push your buttons. In some cases, if the relationship allows, it might mean stepping away entirely. The goal is to protect your mental space, because that's where your true power lies. Marcus Aurelius put it best: if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. By focusing on your own responses, you create a shield against the narcissist's chaos. Stoicism doesn't promise the narcissist will change, but it empowers you to thrive despite them. It's about building an inner fortress, one their words can't penetrate. For me, this shift transformed my workdays. I stopped dreading my coworkers' presence and started focusing on my own growth. That's the beauty of Stoic control. It's yours, always, no matter what anyone else does. Step 2. Stop imagining the worst. See reality for what it is. Dealing with a narcissist often traps us in a cycle of overthinking, where we obsess over what they might say or do next. I was guilty of this with my coworker. I'd lie awake at night, my mind racing. What if she undermines me in tomorrow's meeting? What if she takes credit for my work again? What if everyone believes her over me? I was fighting imaginary battles, exhausting myself before anything even happened. Then I stumbled across a gem from Seneca, the Stoic philosopher: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Those words hit like a thunderbolt, revealing how much of my stress was self-inflicted. Seneca's insight is that we amplify our pain by dwelling on worst-case scenarios. Narcissists, with their unpredictable and manipulative behavior, are experts at triggering this. It's easy to spiral, imagining they'll humiliate you publicly, sabotage your success, or hold power over you forever. But Stoicism teaches us to anchor ourselves in the present moment. What's actually happening right now? Not what might happen tomorrow or next week, but what's in front of you. For me, this was a revelation. I realized I was giving my coworker far more control in my head than she had in reality. Her snide remarks or attention-grabbing antics were annoying, but they weren't the catastrophic disasters I'd built up in my mind. Most of the time, they were just fleeting moments that passed without the fallout I'd feared. To apply this, try a simple exercise the next time a narcissist's behavior sends you into a tailspin. Pause and ask, what's the actual situation right now? Maybe they made a cutting comment or tried to steal the spotlight. Is it frustrating? Sure. But is it worth hours of your mental energy? Probably not. By focusing on the present, you strip away the extra layer of suffering your imagination adds. This isn't about ignoring the narcissist's impact or pretending their behavior doesn't hurt. It's about seeing their actions for what they are, not what your fears inflate them to be. Stoicism calls this the discipline of perception, training your mind to view challenges clearly, without distortion. This shift transformed how I handled my coworker. Instead of bracing for imagined attacks, I started assessing her actions as they came. If she interrupted me in a meeting, I'd address it calmly or let it slide, depending on the moment. I stopped catastrophizing her influence and realized most people saw through her tactics anyway. This freed up so much mental space. I wasn't just surviving her presence, I was thriving despite it. Seneca's wisdom doesn't make the narcissist disappear, but it disarms their ability to hijack your peace. By grounding yourself in reality, you reclaim your mental clarity. You start to see their behavior as a reflection of their insecurities, not your worth. For me, this meant less sleepless nights and more energy for what truly mattered: my work, my relationships, my growth. Stoicism's gift is perspective, and with it, you can face any narcissist with a calmer, stronger mind. Step 3. Grieve, heal, and build your inner sanctuary. Navigating a relationship with a narcissist is not just about managing their behavior. It's also about confronting the profound emotional toll their actions inflict. This is especially true when the narcissist is someone close, such as a parent, sibling, or partner. Stoicism, often misunderstood as emotional suppression, actually encourages you to acknowledge your feelings, understand their roots, and choose a path forward with clarity and purpose. When dealing with a narcissistic family member, for instance, you're not only coping with their toxic behavior but also grieving the loving, supportive relationship you deserved but never received. That loss carries weight, and it's entirely valid to feel its impact deeply. In my own experience, I encountered this not with a coworker but with a family member whose need to be the center of attention overshadowed everything else. Growing up, I clung to the hope that they would change, that one day they'd truly see me for who I was and offer the validation I craved. Instead, their relentless criticism, manipulation, and need for control left me feeling diminished, as though my worth was tied to their approval. When I began exploring Stoicism, I realized that part of my journey involved mourning the idealized relationship I'd never have. This wasn't a simple process. I wrestled with hurt, anger, and even guilt for distancing myself. But Stoicism taught me that these emotions were not my enemy. They were signals, guiding me toward healing if I approached them with intention. This is where the Stoic concept of the inner citadel becomes transformative. The inner citadel is your mental sanctuary, a fortress of peace, resilience, and self-assurance that no external chaos can breach. Building this sanctuary requires deliberate effort, especially when a narcissist's behavior has left emotional scars. For me, healing began with journaling. I poured my raw, unfiltered feelings onto the page, which helped me untangle the pain and gain perspective. I also sought out friends who uplifted me, offering a sense of connection and validation that countered the narcissist's negativity. For a time, I engaged in therapy, which provided a safe space to unpack the complex emotions tied to my experiences. These steps weren't about erasing the past, but about reclaiming my emotional autonomy. Creative outlets can also be powerful tools for healing. Painting, writing, music, or even gardening, any activity that channels your energy into creation rather than rumination, can help you process grief and rebuild your sense of self. The key is to find what resonates with you, what helps you move toward wholeness rather than remaining trapped in the narcissist's orbit. Support groups or online communities can also offer solace, connecting you with others who understand the unique challenges of dealing with narcissistic behavior. Ultimately, the goal is to prioritize your well-being over the narcissist's chaos. This might mean setting firm emotional boundaries, limiting contact, or, in some cases, walking away entirely. These choices aren't rooted in spite or vengeance, they're acts of self-respect. By minimizing the narcissist's influence, you're declaring, "My mental health matters, and I will protect it." This shift in focus is liberating. It allows you to grieve the relationship that never was, to seek support if needed, and to cultivate an inner sanctuary where your peace remains untouched. Stoicism reminds us that while we cannot control others, we can control how we respond. Building your inner citadel is an ongoing practice, one that strengthens with every step you take toward healing. Allow yourself to feel the weight of your emotions, but don't let them define you. Instead, use them as stepping stones to create a life where your calm, your joy, and your resilience shine brighter than any narcissist's shadow. Step 4. See through their facade without losing your cool. Narcissists often project an image of unshakable superiority, a carefully crafted facade that showcases their charm, intelligence, or accomplishments. If you've spent any time around one, you've likely noticed this performance, how they position themselves as better than everyone else, whether through grandiose stories, subtle put-downs, or relentless self-promotion. It's as if they're starring in their own one-person show. Stoicism, however, invites us to look beyond the surface, to understand that this mask of confidence often conceals deep-seated insecurities. Recognizing this can be transformative. For me, this realization came with a coworker whose constant need to outshine others wasn't about me or anyone else. It was a reflection of her own fears of inadequacy. When I began viewing her behavior through this lens, it shifted my perspective. Her boasts and one-upping weren't personal attacks but symptoms of her inner fragility. Stoicism teaches us to approach such insights with clarity rather than anger. Instead of reacting with frustration or trying to dismantle their facade, an approach that often escalates into conflict, Stoicism advocates for a more measured response, seeking truth with curiosity and detachment. This doesn't mean engaging in heated confrontations, which can pull you into the narcissist's drama and disrupt your peace. Instead, it's about observing their behavior objectively and, when appropriate, gently probing their claims without malice. One effective way to do this is by asking simple, reflective questions. For instance, if a narcissist is exaggerating their achievements, you might respond with, "That's impressive, how did you pull that off?" Or, "Can you walk me through how that happened?" The key is to ask with genuine curiosity, free of sarcasm or judgment. I tested this approach with my coworker during one of her boasts about single-handedly completing a complex project. I said, "Wow, how did you manage all the data analysis on your own?" Her response faltered, she stumbled over details, and the conversation shifted subtly. It wasn't a dramatic takedown, but it prompted her to reconsider her narrative, and others in the room noticed the inconsistency. This small moment disrupted her facade without requiring me to lose my composure. This technique aligns with the Stoic practice of prosoke, or mindful awareness, which emphasizes staying present and intentional in your responses. By maintaining this mindful detachment, you reduce the narcissist's emotional hold over you. You're not trying to change them. Stoicism reminds us that we can't control others' behavior, but you're reframing how you perceive them. Seeing their facade as a shield for their insecurities allows you to interact with them more objectively, without being drawn into their emotional vortex. This approach preserves your tranquility while subtly challenging their narrative, often without direct confrontation. However, it's crucial to prioritize your safety and well-being. Not all narcissists respond well to being questioned, even gently. If their reaction escalates or becomes hostile, recognize when to disengage. The goal is never to provoke conflict, but to maintain your inner peace while navigating their behavior with clarity. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's within our control, our thoughts, reactions, and boundaries, rather than expending energy on what isn't, like the narcissist's need for validation. Ultimately, seeing through a narcissist's facade without losing your cool is about cultivating resilience and wisdom. It's about observing their behavior with a calm, discerning eye and responding in ways that protect your mental and emotional space. By practicing mindful awareness and choosing curiosity over conflict, You not only weaken the narcissist's grip on you but also strengthen your own sense of clarity and control. In doing so, you embody the Stoic ideal of living with equanimity, no matter who or what tries to disturb your peace. Step 5. Heal through self-discovery, therapy, and Stoic reflection. Healing from the emotional wounds inflicted by a narcissist is a deeply personal journey that requires both introspection and resilience. The scars left by their manipulation, criticism, or neglect can linger, but Stoicism and therapy offer complementary paths to reclaim your sense of self and build a life rooted in inner peace. Seneca's wisdom captures this beautifully. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. When applied to relationships with narcissists, this means releasing the futile pursuit of their approval and instead cultivating validation from within. This shift is liberating. It redirects your energy toward what truly matters: your own growth, joy, and autonomy. Therapy can be a transformative tool in this process. For me, seeking professional support was a turning point in addressing the impact of a narcissistic family member's behavior. Their constant need for control and validation had eroded my self-worth, leaving me questioning my value. In therapy, I found a safe, non-judgmental space to explore the roots of these feelings. Why did I keep seeking their approval, even when it was clear they couldn't offer it in a healthy way? Why did their criticism make me feel so small? Through guided conversations, I began to unravel these questions, peeling back layers of self-doubt to uncover a core truth. My worth is not contingent on anyone else's recognition, especially not someone trapped in their own insecurities. Therapy helped me rebuild my confidence and redefine my identity outside the narcissist's shadow. Stoic reflection enhances this healing process by encouraging deliberate self-examination. One powerful practice is journaling with intention. Sit down with a notebook and ask yourself probing questions. What beliefs have kept me tethered to this toxic relationship? Have I been chasing the narcissist's validation because I thought it would make me whole? Stoicism teaches that true contentment, eudaimonia, stems from living virtuously, not from external praise or approval. This perspective was a game-changer for me. By reflecting on my values and choices, I began to detach from the need for my family members' validation. I redirected my focus toward what I could control, nurturing new hobbies, deepening friendships, and crafting a life that aligned with my principles rather than their expectations. This journey of self-discovery is as much about letting go as it is about embracing what brings you joy. It's an act of defiance against the narcissist's attempts to define you, a declaration that you are more than their distorted narrative. For me, this meant exploring creative outlets like writing, which allowed me to express my emotions and reclaim my voice. It also meant investing in relationships with people who uplifted me, reinforcing that I deserved connection and respect. Over time, these steps helped me construct a life that felt authentic and fulfilling, free from the weight of the narcissist's chaos. Healing through therapy and Stoic reflection is not a linear process. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, or even grief as you mourn the relationship you wished for but never had. But each step forward strengthens your inner resilience. You begin to see yourself not as a victim of the narcissist's behavior, but as the author of your own story. By embracing self-discovery, you reclaim the power to shape a narrative that reflects your values, your strength, and your capacity for joy. This is the essence of Stoic healing, not erasing the past, but using it as a foundation to build a richer, more peaceful life, one where no narcissist can dim your light. Step 6. Master your reactions. Choose calm over chaos. The ability to control your reactions is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool when dealing with a narcissist. Narcissists thrive on provocation. Whether through biting criticism, subtle manipulation, or deliberate button pushing, their goal is often to elicit an emotional response that feeds their need for control or attention. Your natural instinct might be to fire back, defend yourself, or correct their distortions, but engaging on their terms pulls you into their chaos. Stoicism offers a wiser alternative, choosing calmness and detachment. This isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about responding with intention, ensuring your actions align with your values rather than the narcissist's agenda. The first step to mastering your reactions is creating a moment of pause. When a narcissist tries to provoke you, resist the urge to react immediately. Instead, take a deep breath, ground yourself, and ask a simple question: do I want to engage in this conflict, or do I want to protect my peace? This pause is transformative. It gives you the space to choose rather than react impulsively. I learned this through trial and error with my coworker, who frequently used snarky comments to undermine me in meetings. Initially, my emotions urged me to clap back or justify myself, but I realized that responding only fueled her behavior. So, I started practicing the pause. When she'd make a cutting remark, I'd take a slow breath, nod politely, and move on. Sometimes, I didn't respond at all. It was challenging at first, my frustration screamed for an outlet, but with practice, it became second nature. The result was striking. By refusing to give her the emotional reaction she craved, I disrupted her pattern. Over time, she lost interest in targeting me because I wasn't playing her game. This is the essence of what Stoics call apatheia. Not apathy or indifference, but a state of inner freedom from disturbance. Apatheia doesn't mean you stop feeling, it means you refuse to let external provocations dictate your state of mind. You remain anchored in your own calm, no matter how fiercely the narcissist tries to unsettle you. This approach not only protects your peace but also shifts the dynamic, as narcissists often rely on your reactions to sustain their behavior. To strengthen this skill, practices like journaling and meditation can be invaluable. Journaling allows you to process your emotions after an encounter, helping you identify triggers and reflect on how you want to respond in the future. For example, after a tense interaction, I'd write about what the narcissist said, how it made me feel, and why it stung. This helped me see their behavior as a reflection of their insecurities rather than a verdict on my worth. Meditation, on the other hand, trains you to observe your thoughts and emotions without immediately acting on them. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing each day can build the mental clarity needed to stay composed under pressure. Mastering your reactions is an act of empowerment. By refusing to be drawn into the narcissist's chaos, you're declaring, "I am the master of my mind. You can't disturb my peace unless I allow it." This stance builds resilience over time, transforming how you navigate not just the narcissist but all of life's challenges. It's not about winning an argument or proving them wrong. It's about preserving your inner tranquility and living in alignment with your principles. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you reinforce your autonomy and take a step closer to the Stoic ideal of a life undisturbed by external forces, no matter how provocative they may be. Wrapping up, your inner fortress is unbreakable. As we conclude this journey of navigating narcissistic behavior through a Stoic lens, let's anchor ourselves in the heart of Stoic philosophy. Your peace of mind is your unassailable sanctuary, an inner fortress that no one, not even the most manipulative narcissist, can breach without your consent. Interacting with a narcissist can be emotionally draining, psychologically challenging, and sometimes deeply painful, especially when they're a close family member, partner, or colleague. But you possess an extraordinary power: the ability to protect your mental and emotional space, to choose responses that align with your values, and to cultivate a life of serenity, resilience, and strength. The strategies we've explored throughout this series, focusing on what lies within your control, seeing reality with clarity, healing through self-reflection, questioning the narcissist's facade, and mastering your reactions, are the building blocks of this impregnable fortress. Each of these steps empowers you to reclaim your autonomy. By concentrating on what you can control, you shift your energy away from the narcissist's chaos and toward your own growth. Seeing their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their insecurities rather than your worth, frees you from their emotional grip. Healing through therapy and Stoic reflection helps you process the wounds they've left behind, transforming pain into wisdom. Gently probing their facade with curiosity rather than confrontation allows you to maintain your composure while exposing their distortions. And perhaps most powerfully, mastering your reactions, choosing calm over chaos, ensures that you remain the architect of your inner peace, no matter how provocatively they behave. This journey is not about defeating the narcissist or changing their behavior, as Stoicism reminds us that others' actions are beyond our control. Instead, it's about fortifying yourself, building a mental and emotional stronghold where their toxicity cannot take root. Think of your inner fortress as a sacred space, one you've constructed with intention and care. Every time you pause before reacting, every moment you choose self-respect over their drama, and every step you take toward healing, you add another stone to its walls. Over time, this fortress becomes unbreakable, a testament to your resilience and commitment to living virtuously. You're not alone in this endeavor. The Stoic principles we've explored are timeless, guiding countless others through challenges similar to yours. If these ideas have resonated with you, consider diving deeper into Stoic wisdom to further strengthen your inner fortress. Resources like books by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus, or even modern Stoic communities online, can provide ongoing inspiration and practical tools. Connecting with others who share your commitment to growth, whether through discussion groups, forums, or trusted friends, can also reinforce your journey, offering support and perspective when the path feels steep. Your inner fortress is more than a defense against narcissists, it's a foundation for a flourishing life. It's a space where you can cultivate joy, pursue your passions, and live in alignment with your deepest values. By embracing these Stoic practices, you're not just surviving the narcissist's influence, you're thriving beyond it, crafting a story where you are the hero, not the victim. As you move forward, carry this truth with you. No one can disturb your peace unless you allow it. Keep building, keep growing, and keep protecting that sacred sanctuary within you. Your inner fortress is unbreakable, and with every intentional choice, you make it stronger. Thank you for embarking on this journey. Let's continue to learn, grow, and cultivate our inner strength together. Until next time, stay resilient, stay grounded, and keep fortifying your unbreakable fortress.